Hello, good afternoon. Michael Wynn, Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Thanks for joining in today, guys, on the Digital Marketing Podcast and video series where we talk about digital marketing strategies to help grow your business. Today, we're going to talk about how your brand can score big by unlocking the collegiate and professional football fan base. You know, today, in today's sports world, American football is probably one of the most popular sports that we've got, whether it's at the college level or the professional level. College football from August through February, keeps millions of men and women engaged with following their favorite team as they go through the season. And I think it's interesting that brands who their biggest client base, if you look at some of the metrics, let's just take, the NFL, let's take the Professional Football League for a minute. And if you look at some of the statistics, it says that roughly 53% of their fan base is men, 47% female. The average NFL TV viewer is 47, and 32% of their fans are 18 to 34 years old. And the average household income is $94,000 annually. So when you put these, demographics together and you think about your brand, this is an incredible opportunity for you to join in with what's most important to them for 7 months out of the year. And I think what, many brands miss out on is, it's a great idea to create a piece of content or creative that's in a football theme. Let's say you're a grocery store and you do, cupcakes that are, painted like footballs, or you do a cake that's painted like a football. There's all kinds of examples of how you can, sort of center your product around football. Yeah, that's good. But you know what's better? What's better is shifting from this idea of being a commercial or an advertisement for and during this time of year where people become absolute fanatics, whether you're, a Roll Tide fan, whether you're, go Gators, or, whatever your fan base is, or whatever your favorite team is. What matters is you are fanatical and you follow what's happening with great passion. And I think it's interesting too, because when you think about all the industries that are heavily influenced by things related to this football season from August to February. I mean, you think about industries that have a vested interest in seeing, a high rate of engagement for people when it comes to football, whether it's college or professional. Obviously travel companies. So anyone that's in the hotel business, or anyone that is in, obviously anything related to travel. You're going to go to games, whether you rent a car, take a plane, rent a hotel, whatever that industry, whatever that sort of component or part of the experience is. If your business is in that, you have a vested interest in what happens and how this season unfolds, right? And so, you could get a great commercial and you could say go team, or, you could do something like that. That'd be great. But there's something that's even better. Now, think about this more. Think about, what if you are a beverage manufacturer? What if you're a bar or a restaurant? What if you are a local craft brewer? What if you are a pizza shop? What if you have a wing store, wing shop? What if you're a manufacturer of potato chips? What if you sell apparel, whether it's clothing or footwear? What if you're sports therapy? Think about all the different businesses that are connected in some way right now from August until February, when this entire season, again, whether it's college football or professional football, everyone who touches some aspect of these moments of the game has an opportunity to engage that fan base. And when you engage that fan base, you become a part of the story. And so many times you see brands do really great commercials. I mean, think about the Super Bowl and think about all the great commercials that have run during the Super Bowl. And think about the budgets for a Super Bowl commercial, right? Like they are just crazy, the budget to make it, the budget to place the ad. You got the one shot. Yes, people talk about it, over time. But let me tell you this. Here's something that, we've talked about before on the show, and that is, can you make the mind shift and shift away from, being the commercial to being the show? And so what I mean by that is, if you're in these industries like the travel industry or the automotive industry, or if you're in, if you're a bar or restaurant and you have TVs where people come and watch games, you have this opportunity to really become part of the moment, part of the entire story. So, I remember there was a show on USA or Netflix, the Netflix show Last Chance U, QB1, all of these types of shows. Imagine if a brand actually just took that whole thing over, right? And it became, their mission to be a part of that story. So like on a local level, you could really do that by even just regular, you could have your own show where you talk about, plays from the game. You could talk about the upcoming, who they were going to face and what their opponents are. You could have people in, invite them. Again, you want to throw the biggest party when it comes to your fan base. So if you're a local, business and it's whether it's a collegiate town or whether, your town has a professional team represented, imagine, that interview style. I mean, so many radio shows, like they get it. They have a radio show about the team because what? It increases listeners, right? And that's another thing we talk about. Brands need to think more like a media company and less like their brand in order to really engage the base. And again, if your brand really resonates with, and there's this direct correlation, as I mentioned, all these different, sort of businesses that have a vested interest in seeing a season and how it progresses over the next 7 months. Preseason was just the last 4 weeks. NFL kickoff is this Thursday. Packers, Bears. There's no better classic rivalry. So imagine if you were an apparel store and you started a series and you were in, the Green Bay area, and you did a whole thing on, going to the game, right? And all you did was film and tell the story about a group of people and how they went to the game. And you just recorded everything. So they could go to someone's house, they could go to the bar, they could go to the actual game, right? I mean, all the different things. Now, obviously, you have to be very careful when anytime the, NFL logo is somehow, as part of it. So don't get yourself in copyright violation. But, if you're talking about an experience, a group of people going somewhere, and you're not trying to sell anything, you're just trying to tell a story, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. People can relate with all the stupid things that happen along the way to the game. You lose your keys, so-and-so gets so drunk they can't remember anything. I mean, remember all the things that happened to you when you were in college and you went to, football games and just how much fun you had and the relationships that you built. So think about how that would connect emotionally, with the fan base. Now, again, it's going to be really important that you're authentic. You need to be passionate and fired up about this because, guys, our BS meters are through the roof. Like, we can really tell if someone is faking it or if they're in it for real. And so I think a brand that has this connection, I mean, if you're a travel company, or again, if you're a, bar or restaurant, or, sports therapy, I mean, all the different, types of industries that are connected. I mean, you have a vested interest, and what it does is it communicates you're connected. Your brand is connected with this journey that they're going through in their life for this 7 months, and just imagine if you get lucky, and your college team makes it to the Final Four, or your team makes it to, the big game, right? I mean, there's just so much opportunity there. And I mean, look at HBO and Hard Knocks, right? I mean, lots of people are buzzed about that. Look how HBO has inserted themselves into one of the biggest fan bases and economic bases, when it comes to their programming, and they don't even show, professional football games, right? So again, if your brand wants to engage one of the largest and most passionate fan bases is college football, professional football, we are right in the swing of things. College football just kicked off this past weekend. Last week, the NFL kicks off this Thursday. And so if you're a brand, if you're a hotel owner, or if you're a bar and restaurant, or if you are, in the travel industry, you need to be thinking, maybe it's too late to get on board this year, to really plan and execute and become a show. You be the one that creates the party in atmosphere where people are coming to your program, where you're talking about the experience of a group of people as they go to the game. Or, it could be something, I mean, I've talked about this, with more people than I can, can remember, is making it a priority. If you're a local business, and making it a priority, I mean, this can even go down to the high school level, sports level. You could be the one out there, interviewing the coaches, talking to the players, having a player spotlight, and having it be part of your regular media programming when it comes to digital marketing. You're literally just saying, hey, we're involved, we're in this journey, and here's how it's playing out for us. Maybe whether it's a group of people, whether it's an interview, one-on-one show where you bring people in who are, fanatics. You can put it out on social media. Hey, do you love, the Seminoles? Or hey, do you love, the Tigers? Or, whoever. And you can identify those people through your social media channels, and pull together this resource and create an entire program, an entire show for 7 months, and document the journey of this year. You've got really something that you can use to really, experience brand lift for your brand, and really score big during this college and professional football season from August to February. I'm excited. I've got my Falcons jersey or shirt on today. I like the Atlanta Falcons, a big Matt Ryan fan, love Julio Jones and those guys, but I love, all football really in general. I'm super pumped. I can't wait for this week to kick off. And I hope that your brand will think about an opportunity and how you can engage one of the biggest, most influential fan bases in America, and how your brand can really engage the base and see an incredible brand lift when done properly. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. My name is Michael Wynn. I am the Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. It's a short week, but it's going to be a power week. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a great day.